Welcome to I Have the Power, a He-Man vidcast. From the secrets within Castle Grayskull to the horrors atop Snake Mountain, we cover everything Masters of the Universe, including action figures, animation, live-action film, and comics. With your hosts, Adam and Chris.
Welcome to another episode of I Have the Power, a He-Man and the Masters of the Universe podcast. As always, I'm your host, Adam, and with me is my co-host, Chris. Chris, how's it going?
Pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing well. I'm in a good mood because after years, decades, we can both finally say that we've seen a brand new live-action film version of Masters of the Universe.
We have the power.
We do. At least to review this movie.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I have no idea what power we actually have, but we'll go with it. For the sake of this episode, we do. First of all, before we get into our, opinions and feelings and thoughts on the movie, as we do when there's news regarding, in this case, Masters of the Universe or anything we're discussing, we always talk about it first in the first half of the show, so that's what we're going to do now. So, Chris, first things first, we know that there is a animated series for that is going to debut on YouTube that is skewed more for children, but is set in the world of the movie. And I believe that debuts either the end of June or sometime in July. I'm not 100% sure on the day. I think it's the end of June.
I think it's the end of June, but I'm not too clear on that. Also, I didn't know it was just for kids.
Well, at least the brief
skewed toward them. But what I'm not. It's kind of weird because they haven't really talked about this show at all.
Yeah.
So it makes me wonder, what is this? Is it going to be like full episodes? Are we talking like 5-minute shorts?
I think they're shorts.
Okay.
That's my guess. I could be totally off, but I mean, hey, listen, I'm of the opinion that the more Masters of the Universe content we can get to get new fans on board is fine by me. Whether it's for me or not. Like, look, am I gonna sit here and watch whether it's a 5-minute, 15-minute, half an hour first episode of whatever a new Masters of the Universe cartoon is to see what it's about? Yeah. But if it ultimately isn't for me, that's cool. If it gets future fans watching other animated series, buying the toys, buying the comics, seeing hopefully future movies or TV series, whatever the case may be, that's what this IP needs the most.
That's what it's all about. Get new fans to enjoy this stuff.
So I'm willing to put I need it to be this aside for the benefit of the franchise. I will always still want something for me because, hey, I grew up with this thing, but I can share it and have it evolve for other fans as well. And if that's what this animated series is, great.
I agree with that. I don't know if I'll watch it though. I'm curious about it, but I don't know if I'll watch it.
I'll check out the first episode and go.
Yeah, I'll probably check out the first episode, but I don't. I think now I'm more like I want more Kevin Smith animated stuff.
I would love that.
That's really what I want.
I don't think we're going to get that, but I would love that.
Even if we don't get another movie, I want more Kevin Smith animated stuff, but that's neither here nor there.
Even if Amazon is the new overall home of it, I mean, just make a deal with, just give Netflix whatever money they need, and make the deal and transport that stuff over.
Why can't you just make a whole new thing though? Like, okay, Kevin, you did that story here.
Oh, I see. Okay, so you're saying in the world of the movie or just in general?
No, just in general. Like, why can't? Because I don't know how this would work, but if they can't get the Netflix stuff over to Prime, which makes sense, I get that. Can they just have Kevin Smith make something different? Like, okay, just do standard Masters of the Universe.
A whole new Masters.
Yeah, that might be fun. I think he gets it, so
he does get it. Contrary to some fools on the internet who.
Oh, to each their own.
Made up. No, but it's the made up bullshit that bothers me. But
I know what you mean. But
we're not gonna go. The stuff that didn't actually happen in the show, but that they said what happened in the show.
We don't have time for that.
Anyway, forget about that. But yeah, so great that's hopefully going to bring in new fans.
Mm-hmm.
There is also a comic book from, I believe it's Dark Horse now.
Yes.
That is going to be, it's a miniseries. I think it's 5 issues, 4 issues, 5 issues, set in the world of the film.
Who's the writer on that one?
The writer is, we had him on the show too. Crap, hold on, let me look it up. It's he worked on the Kevin Smith animated.
Did he? Oh, okay,
series. Cool. Yeah, he's written for DC. Let me just
get him to do the new animated series.
Listen, I would be down for that. I would be happy as a clam if he. I don't know how happy clams get, but if whatever the saying.
Apparently, they get pretty happy from.
Yeah, so that's
the legend goes.
Let me see the name of. I can't believe I'm forgetting. He's been on our show twice. I feel terrible for forgetting.
I saw the announcements, but I kind of just skimmed through them because I was worried about spoilers for the movie. So,
but that book doesn't come out till I want to say next week.
Oh, okay, cool. It would have been really nice if the game was ready too, like right now.
Is there a game coming as well?
Yeah, it's not in the movie universe. It's based on I guess it's the original animated series, but it looks really cool. It's a side-scrolling beat 'em up.
Okay, so it's what is there a console or is it?
You should be able to play it on PC.
Is it a phone thing? Okay, all right, cool.
Yeah, let's see. I don't remember what it was called.
Like all of this is gonna help bring Masters of the Universe to younger folks. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So it's 12 stages with co-op.
Excuse me. Tim Sheridan is the writer.
Oh, Tim Sheridan. Okay, cool.
Yeah, there we go.
I like Tim Sheridan.
Yeah, he's good. He's great. You were saying it's 12 stages?
Yeah, it's 12 stages. You got a bunch of characters to play as. You can play as He-Man, of course, Teela, Man-at-Arms, and She-Ra. That's pretty neat. I'm not seeing the release date on it, though.
But again, all of this stuff is positive developments to. Again,
it's going to be on every console, by the way, even PC.
Great, fantastic. So I might, if I get it, I'll get it for a PC because I don't have I no longer have a gaming console. But I'll tell you what. And this is not regarding Masters of the Universe, but it regards another franchise we often talk about on our podcast network. I am either going to buy a game and then bring it to my nephew's house, or this may get me to get a console again, is the Last Ronin game.
Oh, yeah.
That would be the game that I would buy, one way or the other, whether I'm mooching off my nephew or not. Can you imagine? It'd be like, this is your Christmas gift. I don't care if you want it. It's for me. Just leave it here. I'll be here. I'll be back tomorrow.
You'd probably get some use out of a console, though. You could play that, Legacy of the Dark Knight.
And that's the other one that's kind of swaying me.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen some of your posts about Legacy of the Dark Knight, and I'm like, oh, I want to play it. Yeah, all that stuff is great, and I'm glad the comic is coming out so I can live a little longer in the world of the movie, and maybe they can expand on, maybe it's I don't know if it's going to be like the years in between when Adam was away and what happened there, or if it's post, post this movie or what the case may be. But either way, to set it in the world of the movie, I think is cool, and then to have this game that is set in the original animated series kind of universe, that's cool too. So all good stuff in terms of new Motu. It seems like there's a bunch coming.
It's good to have the variety.
Right, exactly, because the franchise is very malleable and has different facets to it. Now on to this. Some news about this movie. First of all, the reviews. I will say they're a lot more positive than I anticipated.
Mm-hmm.
critically, I mean, they started off really, really, quite strong. They've tapered off, as is the case, unfortunately, with how Rotten Tomatoes works. But it's currently at a 66 fresh on Rotten Tomatoes from critics, to the tune of, let's see here, because it gives you a bit of a breakdown. It's got 116 fresh reviews and 60 rotten reviews.
It's not too bad, really.
Right. Well, like I said, I thought this was going to be just, because of the kind of movie it is and what it's based on. Mm-hmm. I thought it was going to be in the 50s or lower range, just because my experience with Rotten Tomatoes is what it is.
It's not really a critical darling type of movie, so yeah.
Right. Exactly. And then the popcorn, the audience score, which thankfully now in subsequent years is not like you have to verify that you've seen the thing, is at 87%.
That's strong.
So that's really cool. That's really good. So it's I look at it. It's when you look at that 66 number or the low 70s that where it was before. That's in the Thor, in the Thor range of movie scores, which is fine. The audience that is seeing it, liking it, is I think most important. Especially given a studio like Amazon, where it's like, okay, do the fans like it, and are they going to stream it, and ultimately, are they going to stream? Because, I mean, how in it for the box office is Amazon, really?
I think that's the big question here, because Amazon and most of the time, I mean, that's generally the case with what they do. You've had outliers like Project Hail Mary, which did amazing.
Right.
But like Voltron got sent to the streaming platform.
And that probably cost a lot of money. Like that can be cheap.
And this movie was not cheap.
Right, but it's probably in the same money range as Master of the Universe.
Oh yeah, probably. So that's what I'm saying. I don't think they care so much about the theatrical run of it. I think the theatrical run is more just to get it out there and say, hey, it exists. You could always watch it on the streaming service when you're ready.
Yeah, and that's the reason I bring that up is because it's tracking for an opening weekend of about 30 to 33 million.
It is tanking for what it is.
Right.
A movie like this, it should not. It needs to make a certain amount. Especially, I think the budget was like 175 or something.
Nuts. I mean, if this was a DC or Marvel film, there would be. I mean, the internet would be collapsing on itself.
Yeah, but kind of a different beast though, because this is Amazon.
With doing global articles, you know what I mean? Right? Mm-hmm. So, I as a fan of this property for years, do I wish it was doing big numbers just to say, hey, we could guarantee ourselves, future stuff. And yes, that's what I would ultimately want. But I also do understand that a couple of things. June is packed.
Yes.
There's a lot of competition.
Scary Movie is actually a bigger competitor than I thought it was going to be. I underestimated people's love for that franchise.
And given the reviews on that, it's surprising. I think.
I haven't seen the reviews.
Like they're. The last I checked, it was in the 29%.
I hated the trailer. If I'm being completely honest, I think the trailer is horseshit.
Those movies aren't for me, but I understand that a lot of people do like them. But but it is competition. You know what I mean? Regardless. Next weekend is Disclosure Day, right?
Yep. Which Master Universe stands no chance next week.
I mean, Spielberg. What are you gonna do? Then coming down the line, we've got a Toy Story film, Toy Story 5 or whatever number we're on now. I lost count.
5.
Supergirl's coming, on the way. So, and probably other stuff I'm forgetting in June. And then so there was a lot of competition regardless. That's number one. Number two, we talked about, there's a reason I mentioned it's important for this franchise and IP to build new fans. Because people like me and you, to a degree, because I think the 2002 or 3 version was the one that you probably started with, I'm guessing. I could be wrong.
No, I've seen the original. I watched it.
Okay.
And I actually love the one when he's in space. I know everybody hates that one.
Yeah, so you're the guy. You're the guy. You're the one guy okay, Amazon for part 3. Put him in space.
I like it.
So I get it. Whatever it is, what it is. But anyway, like that, like guys like you and me who kind of saw it to a degree on the ground floor can only carry this so far. You know, we need the young blood, the new kids, to kind of get interested in this.
Yeah, because without the new audience, we don't matter, which is fine. I mean,
and again, the movie we're going to talk about is very much, I think, this is to my happiness because I loved it. Spoiler alert. You know, it caters to, if you grew up on the 87 show, you're going to love this.
Yeah, it's like almost a 1-for-1, I think.
Pretty much, yeah, right? So I one of my fears was the box office on this is going to be limited regardless because while it sustained itself for 43 years.
Was it 84, 85, something like that?
80, I think it's 83, same year as I was born. So okay. 43. Or going on 43. I'm going on 43, so it can't. Yeah, so around 42, 43. While it sustained itself for that long, it's been the core group sustaining it. You know what I mean? And I always wondered in the back of my head, was that going to be a problem box office wise? And it seems like that could be part of it. Part of it's the competition, but part of it is also.
It's weird because it seems like you would have thought with all the animated series they've had over the years, the different versions of it, you know, you'd had that the space one, of course. You had that early 2000s one. You had the 2 newer ones because we had the Kevin Smith and we had that other one that was for kids.
Yes.
I don't remember what it was called. It was just called He-Man the Master. I don't remember.
It was.
But you had that too, and it's like, okay, well, if these didn't resonate, how can the movie resonate?
Right.
And that was kind of my thought going into this. Like, are we the only ones who care about this movie? And the box office might be reflecting that.
Right.
This might be more niche than we thought it was.
So they're going to have to do something, try something to get newer fans on board. The game, you know, the younger skewing series, all that stuff. Whatever they got to do, you know, they're going to have to do. At the same time, you mentioned, which I think is very important, Amazon has shown a history of not really caring about box office. That is just there, like you said, to show an audience, hey, this is available. You can watch it in the theater for a couple of weeks, and then in a month you can watch it from the comfort of your own home. And if that philosophy for Amazon holds true, then I think we got a chance, because I think this is going to do a lot better on home viewing than it is theater viewing.
Should that be the case, though, I don't know how you feel about this, that makes me think that this would, like a sequel, hypothetically, would go direct to streaming, too.
Which I would have zero problem with.
Yeah, I don't really care. As long as we get it, I don't care. And the thing with Amazon, too, is they throw a lot of money at their projects.
I mean, Jeff Bezos, let's be honest, he craps money. So, I mean, like, look how much they spend on Lord of the Rings.
And it looks beautiful.
Right, exactly.
I love Rings of Power. And you could see that where the money went. And it really, it's good.
So they can definitely do Masters of the Universe as a straight to...
Maybe...
break it up as a series? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying maybe drop Jared Leto, because that's probably like $10 million they don't need to spend. But
I mean, sure. You could...
We'll get to that, but
Right. But, so it's very doable. as a straight to streaming thing.
Mm-hmm.
And the folks they have in the movie, it's not like they're going to be like, well, I'm not doing a streaming movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, most of these, with the exception of Idris Elba and mind you, he's done.
I was gonna say Idris Elba's actually done a lot of streaming stuff.
So with the exception of maybe Jared Leto,
he is the one. He's like the ticket name on here.
Everyone in the cast has done stuff.
Well, actually, no, Jared Leto did that Warner Brothers movie with was it Denzel Washington?
I think you might be right. Yeah. Okay, so there you go.
That was pretty good, actually.
So there you go. They've all done streaming. So it's not like they're gonna all of a sudden be like, well, it's not going to theaters, so I'm going to.
I'm too big for streaming.
I'm not going to be part of it, right? So I don't think that's going to be a problem.
No.
And clearly, as we said, the Amazon, putting money behind streaming stuff is not a problem for them.
They do a good job. That's one thing I do applaud Amazon for. They do their best to make these things look good.
Right. So I still think there's hope, even if The Weeknd doesn't go so well.
Mm-hmm. Because the reviews are strong enough too, and audience members seem to really like it.
Right, and if there's a chance, if Amazon says, okay, if it does well on home viewing, we'll do another one. All the He-Man fans that are out there are going to have this on in the background, whether they're watching or not. It will be on in the background while they're cooking.
This is my 2026 background movie.
Right, but what I'm saying is, you know how He-Man fans are.
Mm-hmm.
They'll put it on daily and leave it, even if their dog will be watching Masters of the Universe while they're out. That's what it takes.
Just run it all day.
Right. So again, I'm not putting, I'm not calling Paul Bearer and the Undertaker and putting the nails in the coffin.
Nowhere and over here.
Just yet. So just go out if you haven't seen it yet. My sort of message to you is go out, see it, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. Mm-hmm. If you're a fan of this franchise, that's the only for the next 3 days. That's the only thing you should be concerning yourself with. See it, because that's the only thing you can control. So that's the message. Any other word on that before we take a break and come back and review this thing?
Yeah, I think that covers it. So
we'll take a quick break, and we'll come back on the other side and give you our thoughts on Masters of the Universe. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. And we're back, and as promised, we're going to get into it. This has been a review decades in the making. Masters of the Universe 2026. I mean, they had me. This movie had me in the pocket. The minute they announced Travis Knight as director, I'm like, all right, whatever it is, I'm in. Whoever they cast, I'm in. I don't care. It's going to Travis Knight. It's at least going to be a bare minimum. It's going to be good because it's Travis Knight. So they had me there, and then each trailer they released, I think, got better and better.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So, and that last one, I'm like, oh man, that's it. Like I'm there.
Was the last one the one that was Skeletor heavy?
Yeah, and then it ends with a shot of him on Battle Cat with the sword in the air.
Oh yeah.
As soon as I saw that, I'm like,
yeah, I knew you were waiting for Battle Cat.
I'm like, I'm done, and I'll get to Battle Cat in a few minutes because I have. If there's few the minor problems, some of the minor problems I have with this movie, it's not Battle Cat himself, but we'll get into it. But the minute I saw Battle Cat, I'm like, all right. As soon as I saw Cringer, forget about the end with him in the armor. As soon as I saw Cringer in the trailer, I'm like, all right, I'm there. Like, I should just go sit in the theater from now.
Yeah.
At this point. So I was all in. And I know you seemed pretty much all in from the get-go.
Yeah, as soon as it was announced, I was, the only thing is I was cautious because we'd seen these false starts before. I was like, okay,
Right. Yeah.
We'll see if this happens. But yeah, I was in from the announcement.
So overall, Chris, I am really happy with this movie. Extremely happy with this movie. What I loved about it was that they take us, we have the Prince Adam narration at the beginning, setting the stage of what Eternia is, where it is in general, right? To the point of saying, hey, this is not Earth, right? So they set up a little bit of the lore of Eternia, right? And we get to see a bit of young Prince Adam and sort of the expectations that his father kind of projects that he has for him, and that even as a small child that weighs on him, right? And then you see his, we got to the point where, like, early on when he's sort of, before his training, he's having a moment with his mother, and you see baby Cringer there, or a small Cringer, and at first I'm like, he looks cute, and then he talked, and I'm like, and it took me back for a second because I didn't expect it to. I'm like, they're not going to. Okay, they're giving me the tiger, but they're not going to do the talking tiger. In my head, I was like, the talking is a step too far for Hollywood to go. He starts talking, and I'm like, all right, I'm in. I'm here. I'm already here, but I'm in again.
Not only does Cringer speak, Cringer sounds the way
you expect him to say that.
Right. They didn't try to make a Cringer sound like any, I don't know, like heroic or something. No,
right. He sounded like somebody that was scared, or something that was scared shitless.
Cringer, yeah.
Yeah, 3/4 of his existence. And so I'm like, I was already in the theater. We were watching. I almost got my wallet out of my pocket and threw it on the first thing. I'm in.
You didn't speak in the trailers?
I wouldn't. What's that?
You didn't speak in the trailer?
No, he didn't speak in the trailer. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that was a cool surprise to me. Then we see, like, his sword training segment of the part, and I loved how they set up Man at Arms involvement in that, training the next generation. I love the fact that they set up the friendship between Prince Adam and young Teela. Like, I enjoyed that.
I felt a lot. That was well done.
Because I didn't know that we were going to go that far back. Like, I had no expectations of going that far back.
I didn't think we would see any of that, actually. So that was a complete surprise to me.
And I'm like, oh my God, we're starting right in the like it's like they're taking us to Eternia. And you see how he's picked on, right? And then sort of Teela kind of takes him along, and like, she's still tough on him, trying to train him, but she's a lot more, supportive and friendly with him. And then you get the whole thing with his father, where his father seems disappointed with him because he's having fun, like he's dancing around, being a foolish little kid, as little kids would, right? And King Randor seems very disappointed that he's not
loving it.
And then he sort of had this mock fight where he kind of embarrasses young Adam and then walks off, and then doesn't look back, which further disappoints Adam. And that was kind of heartbreaking in the sense that you have Duncan kind of saying, okay, he's going to look back, so at least show that you're not disappointed or sad, or show him that you're moving on and whatnot. And then he never looked back. And then we see, as Teela is trying to console him after the fact later on, we see the attack by Skeletor and his evil forces on Castle Grayskull. And that's what precipitates Queen Marlena and the Sorceress deciding to send Adam and the Power Sword to Earth.
Which I think that we kind of predicted that. I think in some form or another, we figured that's probably what it is.
But it made a lot of sense.
Yeah, it does, especially in the context when you see it. It does make a ton of sense, and I think it works really well for what it is. I like the reasoning and the way it kind of shakes out.
Yeah, and so, but what I'll say about that whole sequence, the action was fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they did a great job with it looks really good.
I loved how badass in that segment Trapjaw was. Like, he was great.
I can't say I ever really loved Trapjaw before. It's like, okay, it's Trapjaw, he's fine.
Yeah.
I think he's fantastic in this movie.
Yeah, he's badass.
He's like a scene stealer.
Yeah, he really is. And
they pulled off that look. That was hard to pull off, and they did it.
Yeah, I mean, that was a pitch perfect look. Most of the looks are bang on.
Oh yeah, like Spikor is another one. I never cared about Spikor. He looked awesome here.
I kind of wanted him to be in a little bit more of it just because he looked so good.
Yeah, I would like more Spikor.
Like, you did all that work. At least showcase it. You know what I mean?
I like the updated Karth.
Yes. Yeah.
I didn't know Karth was in it, so that was really cool.
Right. And they kept Man-at-Arms looking strong, even though he got bested by Trapjaw. Like the fact that he was so self-sacrificing in that moment.
Yeah, they did what they could with that one.
I'm like, they really nailed him in his personality, right? And then, funny enough, Teela goes back and saves him from being exploded to bits. Well, they save each other in consequence.
Yeah, they save each other.
But when King Randor gets captured by Skeletor, I mean, I don't know what your opinion overall is on the Skeletor and the performance, but they made him look so threatening, foreboding, and menacing right off the hop.
Skeletor was my favorite thing about this movie.
Oh, okay, great. I wasn't sure how you. Yeah.
I love Skeletor. He is perfect.
Like the way he comes in and he's having that whole early monologue, and I'm like, man, they're really like there's some scary shit.
I think in these kind of films, comic book films, any kind of adaptation, you have this expectation in your head, of course, of what you want,
right,
and what you think it should be. And that's just come from a fan, because we all do that. We're fans.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
When you see Skeletor do all this stuff in that opening, this was my expectation, and they ran with it.
And so then I'm like, okay, so at first I'm like, okay, they're going for looks like they're going super serious.
Yeah.
And then he transitions into that.
Yep.
Yeah, after they capture King Randor and sort of drag him away, he's doing that monologue about how he's the devil and blah blah blah, and he calls in Evil-Lyn, and they're all speechless. They're waiting for something else to happen. And he turns, he's like, that's it. He's like, when I raise my fist like this, that's the crescendo. I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to use that line, but somewhere in days coming up and podcasts and everything else, I'm going to use that line.
It's amazing.
Oh, like, that was great. It's fantastic.
So good. The crescendo.
Yeah, that's super. And so I loved it. That was fantastic.
The look of him too is spot on.
I don't know, like, they got it perfectly. Not once did I say, "Oh, the CGI on that skull looks like shit." Like, it looked great,
and it was moving. And what I really appreciate about it too were the eyes, because before the trailers, like, they showed, I think, the red dots in the eyes. Like, okay, that's probably just a thing for a scene. No, that's how he is throughout the show.
That's the whole. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Yeah,
it's really cool. Really cool.
So, like, I loved all that, and you can see, like, right off the bat, like, within that, I mean, it gets worse as it goes along, but you could see right in those early moments what an asshole he is to Evil-Lyn.
Yeah, it's there.
And again,
she likes him still.
Right, and it gets progressively worse as his attitude towards her as the movie goes along.
It's very Joker and Harley Quinn, which I guess I never thought about much, but in the movie, that's how I kind of saw it.
Which it is very similar to that.
I never really bought into that. Well, not Barnes, but I never noticed it, I guess.
Which is funny because he, of course, played the Joker.
Oh yeah, there's that too.
Yeah,
we forget that sometimes.
With a Harley Quinn.
We forget that.
Where's the guy? Who was played by Margot Robbie, who is on the list. Also, Alison Brie, who played Evil-Lyn, and I thought she was great.
I liked it. I wish we had a little bit more of her, but
I wanted more. That was my caveat. I wanted more.
Yeah, I wanted more of her. It's funny. I was watching an interview with her, and she explained the makeup process.
Yeah.
Because if you look at just Alison Brie with different hair, it's actually not. If you take off that helmet, she's wearing a bald cap, and she looks like Larry David.
Yeah.
Pretty funny.
She does. I saw the picture.
Oh yeah.
So, Alison Brie on the list, obviously, but she was awesome as Evelyn. I wish there was more of her. That's my only caveat. So Skeletor does his thing. The scene transitions, and off we go to so young Prince Adam lands in like a lake or a pond or whatever.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, somewhere in Oklahoma. And as he's doing this opening monologue where we're seeing all these things, like he's telling a story of his origins, and he's telling it to this girl that he's on a date with. And honest to God, I'm like, he's actually telling a date this with a straight face.
Mm-hmm.
And she's freaked out, like looking at her phone to try and get out of the date, like find an excuse. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the worst date you could possibly. Like, what are you doing?
So this is one of my favorite things about the movie.
Yeah. Oh, I liked it. I'm not complaining about it.
Yeah. Well, no, I know. But what I was saying, it's one of my favorite things about the movie because for us, we knew what we were getting into, right? For someone who has no idea what Masters of the Universe is, this is a perfect introduction to them or for them.
Yeah.
And then you bookend it with this, which kind of reels everybody in on the Earth stuff.
Right. Yeah.
We were all together at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just think this was a really smart way to do it.
Right. So he's lost the sword.
Mm-hmm.
Right. He doesn't know where it is. And he's got his best friend, and his best friend is like, well, like he's like, just, even from the date scene where he goes home and the friend's like, you told her the whole story, about Skeletor, the talking tiger, the whole, and it's like, yeah, she asked what was it supposed to like, and what I liked about his sort of naivete there was his earnestness. She's like, she asked where I was from. What else was I supposed to tell her other than the truth, right? That's all he knows, right? And I'm like, that little moment between him and his friend perfectly encapsulates the Prince Adam his personality.
Yeah. I think that it was the way that you kind of accept him as Adam happens really quick, I think.
Yeah. And
it's those two scenes that did it. Like you immediately buy into him as Adam.
Right. And then you see he's got this shitty HR job.
Yeah. That's fun.
Where he spends 3/4 of his time looking for the sword. Like he's got postings on different websites. Have you seen my sword? And he's got a drawing, a picture of it. And his boss catches him and threatens to fire him and whatever. They do all that routine. And then he gets a notification of I found your sword. So he's being reprimanded by his boss, and she's like, if you pick up that phone, you're done. He takes the phone anyway, and off to the comic book store we go. And the bit about him asking everybody he sees, because he's on the phone with this guy, he's like, how will I know it's you? He's like, you'll know when you get into the store. And every guy he sees in this store is like, have you seen my sword? Have you seen my sword?
Mm.
And when he sees the actual guy that has seen the sword, he's like, have you been asking everybody if they've seen your sword? He's like, yeah. He's like, I told you, you'd know it's me. He's like, they all look like they know where the sword is, right? So that was kind of funny. And then I love the bit we saw a bit of it in the trailer, where he sees the sword on being held by a statue of Torak, which, for people that don't know, Torak was the original first drawing of He-Man before it became He-Man. Like that was the first prototype design. So it's a cool bit of history. So,
I'm curious how many people would pick that one up.
Right, you have to be deep in the weeds to know. Like the average casual is not.
It's one of those fun things that are there for the bigger fans.
Yeah.
But to someone who's watching for the first time, again, it has no But like they don't have
if
to.
anything, they're like it's a generic barbarian.
Right.
Kind of,
then they don't have to know anything. It's
right.
fine.
Yeah, right. So and then he's trying to pull it out, like, and there's the whole bit about him pulling it out, and he takes it. And my thing is, okay, so, and I get why, what was she going to do to him, but she's the employee there. She didn't put much of an, other than you can't do that.
Yeah, I don't think she cared that much.
She's like, I'm not risking for this $15 an hour. The only thing she does as he's running out of the building is ask him if he's single.
That was funny.
So he kind of meanders his way home, and he puts up the sword, and he says, the start of it was like the teaser that I have the power line, and then nothing happens. So then he's sulking around in his bed looking at drawings that he made of Eternia when he was a kid, right? And then falls asleep, and then the next day the police are knocking on his bedroom door and arrest him. They're taking him in. What I liked about all that was they established the bumbling Adam character, in the sense that you don't want a He-Man or Prince Adam that is so utterly capable right from frame one. Because what do you really have to? I mean,
it defeats the purpose.
Yeah. What does an average casual fan have to root for if the guy's perfect from the get-go?
Well, not just that. I mean, it doesn't make sense. Why does he need the sword if he's already capable?
Right.
Why does he be human? But my issue with the Adam stuff is, I understand they were trying to make him more relatable and kind of. I don't know the word I'm looking for, but I guess relatable covers it. With doing that, they went in a direction that made him come off as goofy a lot of the times. Right. And that is one of my issues with the movie. I don't want to be laughing at He-Man.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like when I'm laughing at Skeletor, that's fine. That's Skeletor.
Yeah.
It's his thing.
Yeah. So you're saying they could have toned it down a little bit.
A little bit. Like the statue thing is funny, but then when he's like kind of just fighting with it, struggling with his statue, and it's meant to be played for laughs, I kind of like, okay, we could have dialed this back.
Yeah. I think they could have cut that extra part out.
Yeah, there's a little bit of an extra part that could have been cut. It would, like, once the statue falls on him, we could have just ended it there. Okay, the hand popped off. Right, the hand popped off. He's got the sword. We're done.
Right. Yeah.
We didn't need what comes after he's on the ground, and
Yeah.
You could have still kept the thing where he puts the sword in the sky. That's fine.
Yeah. Oh, that part. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but the struggle should have ended, in my opinion, once the statue falls.
Exactly, and then like once part of the struggle is I have the power, and then nothing happens. Yeah, that's part of the struggle.
But that was enough of the laugh, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's like, okay, now what? Like you said, part of the line is he gonna like do something? Is he?
Right. That's where it's like, oh, okay, it didn't do anything. He is crazy or something.
Yeah. Right. So then he's like, as he's being taken away by the police, there's traffic. It's crazy congested. And what we find out is Beastman is somehow attacking the streets of the highways of Oklahoma.
Which I've been to Oklahoma City. I don't remember it looking like that, but hey, what do I know?
just roll with it.
Yeah, that's fine. Looking like New York over there.
I was waiting for Sylvester Stallone's character from Tulsa King to pop in. He's a cameo. Given his Dolph Lundgren connection, we'll get to that. Anyway. So actually, that happened. I mean, you want to talk about it before we transition to Tila saving him? Yeah, okay, let's talk about it. The Dolph Lundgren cameo.
Oh, I love that. That was
before all this that we talked about happened. He was at a gym and he's training, and next to him.
They had like that montage. It was in between him at work, so I don't know when it was supposed to take place.
Right.
But it's just so, I don't even care because it's fun.
It is fun, and it's. so he's like, it's very meta in the sense that they're both training, and Prince Adam, Nicholas Goldstein looks at Dolph Lundgren and says, "Hey, buddy, you got any advice for the new guy?" Like literally, the new guy, and he's like, "Oh, okay." And he talks about backing yourself, and you know your forward persona is like the facade and whatnot. Basically, in poor words, what I understood was believe in yourself is basically what.
Yeah, that's really what it boils down to.
But just that exchange there. You got any advice for the new guy? And then the camera pans and it's Dolph Lundgren. And it's like, oh, okay, that's good. And then
I think I lost my shit when I saw it was Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah, and then at the end of that, he's like, "Well, I'm off." He's like, "Good journey, kid." Right? And then I'm done. There we go. That's good.
Movie could have ended there because I had already seen Skeletor.
Yeah.
I'm good. 20 minutes in, I'm ready to go home.
Yeah, but so that was nice. So back to the congested traffic. Beastman is totaling a bunch of cars, and he basically it looks like there's one point where he's standing over He-Man or Adam, and he's about to get the sword, and then Teela comes in and basically kicks his ass.
Yeah,
and saves Adam, and they have that reunion. And I thought Nicholas Goldstein and
Camila Mendes.
Thank you. I was going to say Eva Mendes, but it's a different
close.
Mendes. Yeah, they had a great chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
And what I liked about it was they carried forward the same dynamic that the young actor playing Prince Adam and the young actress playing Teela had. Like it was like you could believe that those kids grew up to be these two.
And you could believe that they knew it. Like it was the chemistry was really seamless between both versions of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
I thought that was pretty impressive. Maybe it's just the way the movie is written, but they did a good job of matching the two sets of actors.
Right. Yeah.
And I also think that the present day Teela kind of surprised me in a way.
And also,
well, I know I've seen Camila Mendes and stuff, but she never really like, oh, it's Camila Mendes. She's great. I got to see this for her. You know what I mean?
Right.
In this, she's so charismatic.
She really is.
Yeah, she really held her own on screen, and she's really good in this movie.
And she's got that, that required badass.
Yeah, I didn't know this, but a lot of people thought she wouldn't be able to handle the action because of her size. But I was like, no, I mean this is what actors do.
They act, yeah, it's their job.
This is right. I hate when people do that. Like, well, they look too small. Okay, but they're not fighting you and I in real life.
It's like saying, "Wow, that teacher really handled those kids." Well, yeah.
You mean Arnold Schwarzenegger in Kindergarten Cop?
No, I'm saying teachers in general. They're impressed how they can manage all those, all the kids. I'm impressed with how they can manage all those kids.
It's their job.
But that's what they do. That's their thing. That's
so. But when she's surprised more with just how charismatic and likable she is.
Right. So she had the badassery, required to play Teela. But I thought there were moments where she also showed the vulnerability. And a lot of that was certain scenes with Duncan later on in the film.
Yeah.
So I thought they balanced it well.
She was very well rounded, I would say.
Right.
Very well balanced.
Right.
Did you like the design of Beastman?
I did. It was a little bit more of a departure from the cartoon than other characters, but I was fine with it.
Okay. I thought he looked pretty close to the cartoon, but I guess maybe I'm mixing all the versions in my head.
Right.
I like the design a lot.
I did, yeah.
And I like the way they kept the personality intact, too. Like, you look at him, you think, oh, he's got to be like Sabretooth, basically.
Right.
And he's not. He's actually just a bumbling henchman.
Right, which is what he is.
Yeah, they kept it, so I was really happy that they did it that way.
Throughout the course of the cartoon. I think all of the cartoons really, he that's what he's been.
Yeah, he's never like the menacing one. He looks menacing. I think that's the joke.
Right. So I thought they did a really good job of that. Bless you. that look menacing but be a bumbling buffoon.
Yeah.
And so Tila and Prince Adam get away from him, and I like the whole thing where they warp, the way it distorts reality and off they are to Eternia, and it's relatively quick, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's not a lot for all the worrying a lot of people did.
It was literally 15 minutes.
I don't even know if it was 15. I think it might have been less.
Could be, but I'm just ballparking.
Yeah, 10 to 15 minutes max.
Yeah.
And everybody was, so worried. I think even we talked about that too. Like, how much do you think? I thought it was going to be like 30 or 40 minutes.
Yeah.
But I wasn't worried about it. Other people were.
Right. Agreed. And you see how much in disarray Eternia is once they get back. Like Skeletor is at this point won.
Yeah, he is the winner.
And you see there's a little resistance group that's formed. And it's Tila, Man at Arms, even though he's a drunken mess at this point in the movie.
Yeah.
Fisto, Mechanic, and Ram-Man are the principals of the sort of resistance, right?
Yeah, the main characters, I would say.
And it's funny because Adam remembers all of them, but they don't remember him.
That's another bone to pick I have with this.
Okay.
So yeah, Adam remembers all.
How do they not remember him? Is that what you're?
Yeah, like okay, I understand you don't recognize him. That's one thing. How do you not remember the king had a son?
Yeah, like that should have been a 2-minute. Who are you? Right?
Yeah, that should have. I don't. That was something that stuck out to me because it just doesn't make sense.
It's like the way they did it with Duncan, where for 2 minutes he's like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "Oh, you're King Randor."
He didn't even need it. He looked at him and said, "Oh, you're Randor's son." He just
but there was 2 seconds where he's like, "Who are you?" And then he's
right.
like, "Oh
yeah." It took him a second. He's like, "Oh, okay." These other guys were like oblivious.
That's what it should have been for all of them.
Right. That really started to me is weird. Like, how do y'all not remember the king's son?
Right. Yeah, I would agree. That's a fair. I would agree with that. But the fun part about that was how all these characters got their name in this version.
Mm-hmm.
It's what Adam called them growing up. That's what he named.
That I do like, yeah.
Right.
Because it reminds me like when you have these unknown toys as a kid.
Yeah.
You don't know what to call them. Like, oh well, this is Ram Man now.
And again, we accept those names as what they are because we're fans of the material, so we just go with it.
Yeah.
But if you're an average Joe Blow watching this movie that has no overall knowledge or connection to these characters, if somebody reads off the list of names of these characters, you're like, huh? That's ridiculous.
Fisto, what is that? Mechanic.
But you understand when you're like, it's coming from the imagination of a child.
Mm-hmm.
That makes a lot more sense.
And I like that they didn't clarify what their actual names are.
Right. They're like, okay, that's what he called us. Right.
Because I don't even think these characters have real names. I think it's always just those names.
Yeah, it's always been that. Prince Adam was the only one that had,
And that was just out of necessity.
Yeah.
He needed a different name.
Right. But, so, I like that. And yes, there was the gag about, when he's like, you're Fisto. He's like, why? There's the pause. Like, why? Because you fist people. It's like, oh, you're not fist people. And, that everybody in my theater was laughing over that one. So that joke landed really well.
That joke hit my theater too.
People were loving that one. So I like the naming mechanism. Obviously, I like that. During their escape, they're greeted by ultimately they get captured because Skeletor, once the sword returns to Eternia, that alerts Skeletor's troops.
Which was a cool way to do it because in the 80s movie we had the that thing,
the key,
right? The key,
cosmic key. Yeah,
I was going to call it the crazy accordion.
Yeah,
we had the
cosmic key. Yeah,
we had the cosmic key in that alerted them, and this it was the sword, which I think makes more sense.
Yeah.
Although I did miss Gwildor.
Yeah, it would have been a cool addition. But they did have a little nod to him in the credits during you didn't see that?
I didn't notice that Gwildor thing.
So you know those images that were in the shadow as the credits were rolling, like the images of the different characters?
I actually was not watching that.
Okay, so anyway, but you know which part at the end?
Yeah.
Right? So there was a part where when the guitar riff kicks in, you see the shadow of Gwildor playing the guitar.
Oh, okay. I missed that. All right.
It was really cool. I'm like, I did the Leonardo DiCaprio gif. I'm like, here's Gwildor.
Okay, I wasn't paying attention to that.
I was the only jackass in the theater that did that. I'm like, Gwildor. I know who that is. I'm old. But anyway, so they get captured, and once they break out, upon their escape, they are greeted by, or interrupted, I should say, by Trapjaw and a bunch of other henchmen. So Prince Adam is all like, he's got the sword in the sheath in behind him. So he's kind of cocky. Oh, I could. First, he tries to talk him down with his HR training, which, Teela and Duncan's reaction, like, what the hell is he doing? Like, what is wrong with this kid? And then, I think there was a nice Roman Reigns-esque spear by Trapjaw at one point.
Roman Reigns wishes he could do that.
Right, I know, yeah, and so, but then they're urging him, use the sword, and again, it's building and building and building, because you're like, the whole sequence, you're like, just pull out the sword, man. Like, come on, pull out the sword. And the music, as Skeletor would say, starts to crescendo, and he does the transformation. And even though I had seen it in the trailer, the full scene with the music and everything, I'm not gonna lie, there were goosebumps happening.
Oh, it works out really well
in
context.
So
they did a really good job with that build.
Even though that had been spoiled in the trailer, it still got me.
I actually think it was better. Of course, it's better in the context and everything, but it looked better.
But they had to show it in the trailer. Like, they had to. People complaining that they showed it in the trailer. Yeah, they had to. And
it's not the only time he does it, so it's okay.
Right. So they escape with the sword, and all the heroes of Eternia kind of start to escape, and Skeletor is kind of pissed and all that. One of the things I don't think we mentioned. What did you think of Roboto, by the way?
I liked Roboto. I thought Roboto was pretty fun. I didn't think I would like Roboto.
But I did in the end.
Yeah, like that was the one character I was a little worried about. I was like, do we need Roboto there? Right, but no, I liked Roboto a lot.
And so one of the things I liked, there's that great sequence in the ship, and when he's on I forgot what it's called. The air motorcycle. What the hell was it called?
I don't know what those things are called, but they were awesome.
I can't remember, but that was the whole sequence there where he's being chased by, like that whole sequence was great.
Yeah, because it kicks off on the bridge with Trapjaw as He-Man, and then you get that full sequence of action, and it's like this over the top fantasy type stuff that we see in the animated series all the time.
Yeah.
These kinds of things are all over the cartoons.
And then they crash, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a whole sequence where Teela's Teela's trying to. She's like, okay, we'll camp here for the night, and then we're gonna move. But she's trying to fix the ship or see what's wrong with the ship. A couple of things happen. There's a great sequence between He-Man and Man-at-Arms here, where Man-at-Arms is kind of feeling down on himself still, because he feels like he's let down both King Randor, Queen Marlena, and Prince Adam, but also his own daughter.
Like, and Eternia as a whole.
Yeah. So he's pretty, down on his luck. And, He-Man is basically telling him, you gotta let it go. You gotta let it out, right? Let your emotions, like, just let it be. And I think that's kind of like experience your whatever you're feeling, experience, right? Is basically what he's telling. And I've seen some people like criticize that, and it's like, wow, that's woke or whatever.
What are they? Oh,
and it's like, no, it's not. It's just people should like. It's almost like there were these life lessons every week on the show. On the original, like, did you never watch the original show?
I think, and I don't want to get negative about this, but people need to go. I hate this phrase. Go touch grass.
It's true. Because in my head, I'm thinking, what are you talking about? Like, how is that woke?
Since I posted my review of it on Twitter the other night, or yesterday, I think it was, I got some wild responses. Like, I don't have time for this. I'm not even going to entertain this.
Let me ask you: were they more or were they worse than your Joker take?
Oh no, that's still I'm still enemy number one on that.
Okay, that's still the top tier. Okay.
Yeah, that's still top tier. That's
your supervillain moment. It's still
apparently, yeah.
Oh, okay, all right. I'm just checking.
I don't think I'm topping that anytime soon.
No, I don't think so.
The Green Lantern thing was kind of bad too, but that also was funny to me and interesting in a way because people agreed with it. And to me, I was joking, but I was like, But no, nothing will reach that height.
Okay, so, just checking. But anyway,
this was just people are just looking at anything they can to complain about this.
Honestly, though, I think that's the point of that scene. It's telling, because this is a guy skewing movie.
Mm-hmm. It's
telling men, even from the beginning, when Duncan is talking to young Adam about chin up, don't show that you're sad. It's challenging the perception of, is it okay for a guy to show emotion?
I mean, it even goes with the end of the movie, the point of the whole thing, the power. It goes with that whole thing. It's not really about the masculinity of it.
Or
something more here.
The power is within you in terms of who you are as a person.
Right. There's something more there.
Yeah.
But
so I don't like. How did they not get the message from?
They don't want to.
From early in the film, why is it at that moment that, oh my God?
They just don't want to.
Right. So anyway. But
you got people complaining Teela saves He-Man at every chance.
That's not accurate. I mean, she saved them the once, for sure. But
and he was Adam. He was not used to that world. That's a whole different thing.
Right. But anyway, so he has them, like he kind of brings Duncan back. Like he kind of, and him and Teela have this moment where she's like, could you help me with the shit? And he just lifts it. I love that it was so simple because he just lifts it with one hand and it just shows his strength. And I'm like, yeah, that's the cartoon strength right there. Just casually, And then they have the moment where they're getting closer to, and like you see the little underpinnings of the romantic sort of feelings, but she quickly kind of tries to push it down.
I like that they didn't go that route.
I mean, eventually they might, but
they might eventually. But I like that they didn't do it this time.
Right? Yeah, there was just a hint of it. Like, okay, there's something there, but we're not going to go full bore with it just yet.
Right? They could be friends. That's fine.
And then of course Skeletor with that message, that holographic message, which I loved. I loved that.
That was so cool. It was very like Star Wars to me.
But it also reminded me of the Kevin Smith cartoon because they did that.
They did. Yeah. No, it looked really cool. I like the way. Like Skeletor wasn't like HD or something. It was meant to be this magic thing.
Right.
And it looked really cool, and the purpose of it was cool.
Yeah, and so like Skeletor's like, or Skeletor basically says, "Bring me the sword, and I'll let your parents live."
Yeah, basically.
So Prince Adam storms in, or He-Man storms off. He's like, "I'm going," and Teela's like, "You can't give him the sword." He's like, "I'm not going to give him the sword. I'm going to kill him." And then even Tila's sort of trying to talk him off the ledge, saying, "You can't do that. Like that's not in you, basically, right?" And Duncan's like, "Enough, girl." He goes, "We're right behind you." Like, he tells us, "No, that's enough from you. We're going." Like he wants to kick some ass. He's like, "All right, I'm good now."
He even shaved for it. He was ready.
No, yeah, and I like that. While they're doing all the talking, he's just la la la. I'm gonna shave.
Doing his own thing on the other side.
With no shaving cream, by the way. I just want to point out, like that's epic.
Oh, that's like the old way to shave. You just get your blade and go at it.
No shaving cream, and there was not a nick on him. It was impressive.
It's good what he does. And he found somebody who as a mirror too. I don't know what that was.
Yeah, I don't know what he was using, but so off they go. To Snake Mountain.
Which looked amazing.
Oh, the set looked fantastic.
That's another thing, they nailed the sets in this movie. Snake Mountain was so impressive, and especially the interior of it.
Yeah,
it just looked like an ugly cave.
This movie was visually stunning.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what we often talk about when we talk about Batman interpretations? Gotham being a character in its own right.
Yeah.
Eternia in this is a character in its own right.
Oh yeah, it definitely is.
And I loved it because literally you're transported to another world, like to somewhere else.
And we see so much of it. This could have went really wrong.
and by the way, I went to see it on one of those screens that you get all sides of it. The whole theater is.
What do you mean? Oh, the three screen thing?
Yeah. So the sides in the middle.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Well, it was cool. It was so cool. I'm for like 2 hours and 20 minutes. I'm in Eternia. This is great.
That's neat. Yeah, I've never seen a movie. I haven't seen a movie like that in years.
Then I went to the car and I'm like, oh shit, now it's just regular Earth. It's
back in Canada.
It sucks.
I'm back in Toronto.
I want to go back in and watch it again. Yeah. So Snake Mountain looks great. And Skeletor again with another fantastic monologue, and at first He-Man's like, let's talk it out, again, the whole HR training, and at first Skeletor is playing along like he's listening and like he's having some emotional revelation, and then he just starts cackling at him, and he's like, that's not going to work. He goes, because I am the villain of the story, and it feels great, right?
I love that line.
It was so good, and then he goes into vintage Skeletor, which is like, I want the sword, go get it, and he urges all his minions to attack, and then He-Man says, you can try, and that right then and there I was echoing to that moment in Superman.
Which one?
Where Lex, just before Lex sends all the what were they called, the Raptors?
The Raptors, yeah.
On Superman, and he's like, I'm going to kill you, and then Superman's like, you can try. It was that same kind of moment. And
then, right before he takes out.
Whatever
his name was.
He-Man did the same thing where he took out all the henchmen, right?
So there was actually some Superman parallels here to me.
There any other specific ones?
Particularly like some of the stuff with the way he is as Prince Adam reminded me of Superman.
Yeah,
the way he fights reminded me of Superman. Yeah. It feels like they took some cues, even though this was filmed first, I believe. Or were they simultaneously? I think they might have been simultaneous.
It was probably a little bit ahead of it, I think.
Yeah, it might have been, because this was supposed to be released last year too.
Yeah. So, but either way, it's a nice parallel. So yeah, He-Man lays waste pretty much to the henchmen, and then Skeletor resurfaces, but he's got King Randor captive, and he's like, "Give me the sword, or I'm going to kill him." And King Randor has that emotional beat where he's just nodding his head like, "Don't do it, don't give him the sword." And it's funny because Skeletor's like, "Oh, I'm going to let you have a moment, an emotional reunion," and he lets them legitimately have an emotional reunion.
He wasn't lying.
Because I'm watching the whole thing and I'm like, okay, he's going to interrupt, and he doesn't interrupt.
No, he just waited for the right moment to.
Like, he waited for them to stop talking. He's like, all right, you can have this cry later, or you can cry about this later, or whatever he said.
I don't know about you. Every time they showed King Randor, I was like, he kind of looks like Hugh Jackman.
A little bit, yeah.
I don't know why that was distracting. Like, he looks like Hugh Jackman, but it's not Hugh Jackman.
And there was that moment where, before all this, where He-Man said something to Skeletor when he was trying to talk him down, something to the effect of, you don't know, even though you don't know who you are or whatever it is. And in my head, I'm like, oh, they're going to mention that he's King Randor's brother? They didn't.
They didn't, but they also left it in a way where...
It could go either way. Yeah.
Right. They didn't make it like, oh, he can't be.
Yeah.
But he didn't say he is.
He could very well be still, yeah.
Right. He could still be Randor, and that would still make sense in the context of everything.
So then, the structural integrity of Space Mountain starts to degrade, and a bunch of rubble falls on King Randor.
That was so sad.
Yeah, it actually was. And then
he killed his father,
trying to stop Skeletor, and again, still showing, as rough as that was, it shows the imperfections of He-Man still, that he's not perfect.
No, he's stronger than he is perfect.
So again, they have another moment where King Randor basically apologizes for, he realizes that he was actually doing more harm to his young son by being so tough and stern on him, and he ultimately apologizes for that. So they have that nice moment, and then Skeletor takes advantage of it and then knocks him unconscious, and they trap him again in the jail cell with all the rest of the heroes of Eternia. And he has a nice moment with his mother where he sees his mother for the first time. He hugs her. They sort of lament that King Randor is gone. And then he has the strategy meeting, and Man-at-Arms keeps calling it the war meeting. And again, he goes through their names, and they all become comfortable with the names he gave them. Like, they all wear it as a badge of honor now that they've seen that he's He-Man. They're like, oh yeah,
he's a chosen one or whatever
yeah,
they call it.
Eternia's savior, whatever it is.
Yeah, I forgot what they had a term for it.
And so that's all cool, and so they break out of the like. This is where, He-Man says, "Yeah, I can't go after him myself. I need all of you." Right? That's the whole speech that
He-Man and the Masters of the Universe.
Right, exactly. And so they agree to fight by his side, and this is where we first see adult Cringer again.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think it's the first time we see adult Cringer, because
yeah,
we only saw the baby.
Sorry, yeah, we only saw the baby last time. And they have an emotional reunion, and he's like, "I don't know if this is gonna." The Cringer says, "I don't know if this is gonna be weird, but is it okay if I lick you?" And he's like, "Sure." And so they have their moment, and so it's off to because at this point Skeletor is taken off with the sword. Like, he's obtained the sword, and he tries to do the Eye of the Power. It doesn't work. So Evelyn's like, "Oh, like if we go to Castle Grayskull, I can do a spell to get it to work." And that's where there's a moment where he like grabs Evelyn and he's like choking her out, and he's like, "You had better make it work." And like that was the moment where I'm like, "Oh."
I like the effect they had when Skeletor touches somebody with his hands.
It's almost like a burning, yeah.
Because I don't remember that in any other media.
Neither do I. I can't recall it.
That was an interesting touch. I wonder if that means his skin is constantly burning or something.
Could be. By the way, when they first woke him up, when Prince Adam got back to Eternia, was that their version? Their nod to Pig Boy? I think it was.
I thought that's what it was.
Okay, that's what I thought it was. Right?
Yeah, I thought I thought that's what it was supposed to be.
Yeah. Okay, we're on the same page there. Anyway, so
that was a cool shot.
Yeah, well, it was a cool shot. So they reach Eternia, Castle Grayskull, and at one point it's like, Cringer's being Cringer, scared to go further. And he's like, we need you. And he's like, well, shouldn't I have some armor or something? He's like, no, you're Battle Cat. And so
that was such a fun nod.
He's like, fine, because He-Man and Teela want to get on him to like ride through that. He's like, fine, we'll do it just this once, but next time I want armor. And so off they go on. And there's a real cool sort of attack scene with Prince Adam and Teela on Battle Cat or Cringer. And they attack Skeletor's guards in the castle. So still the sword isn't working. And that's when He-Man and Teela bust in. Teela has a one-on-one battle with Evelyn, and He-Man faces off with Skeletor. So one of my other nitpicks is I thought the battle with Teela and Evelyn was way too short. I kind of wanted more of that.
Yeah, for a movie that's 2 hours and 20 minutes, it's kind of weird. Like, well, what could they have cut to do more?
Well, what they could have cut was the stuff at the beginning with him pulling the sword from.
Yeah, well, that is one thing. I think there's some other jokes that could have been cut in favor of action or more of this, more of that. This, though, I think required more because I thought Evelyn was really good for what we see her, but we don't really get a lot of her doing anything.
Yeah. And like I said, the supporting cast was all pretty solid in their roles. Like Camila Mendes was very, very solid as Teela.
Yeah. And you would think that they trained for this role. Like Teela had a lot to do anyway, so not so much her, but Allison Brie was like going to the gym and stuff. This was all documented.
Yeah.
She went to the gym. She bulked up for it.
There's got to be stuff on the cutting room floor.
Yeah, there has to, because she gets 15 seconds of a fight.
Yeah. And then, so then we get the big He-Man and Skeletor battle, where he's sort of berating him and saying, you have all this, you have all this power, but you don't know how to use it. And it's cool because, so he stabs He-Man with the broken power sword. And then, I don't know what the proper phrasing is, but sort of transports him through, like the battle rages on in his mind.
Telepathically,
yeah. There you go. That's the word I'm looking for.
It's like an Professor Xavier kind of fight.
Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. This telepathic battle between Skeletor and He-Man throughout all like different moments in his life on Earth, where he's trying to show, look how weak you are, right? You're nothing without the sword. This and that, right? The thing that made me laugh, there were two moments where I broke out into like sheer laughter, was Skeletor in the office.
I do love that one.
And he's like, he's got a cup of coffee, and he's looking around. And he's like, what the hell is this place anyway?
Yeah, that was funny.
And then in the gym, where he's got the tracksuit on,
yeah,
and he's lifting away.
I think he had shorts on too.
Yeah, but he's lifting a weight. It would have been funnier if he had one of those shirts that are like real shirts that says Eternia, property of Eternia.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
That would have been good. That would have been even more better. But whatever, it was still funny. And then that's when He-Man gets the visit from the sorceress as Zora the bird, and where she gives him the whole speech about, you're more than, you don't need. He's like, but the sword's broken. She's like, the power isn't, the sword isn't the vessel.
I like the way this was handled.
Yeah.
I think this was a cool way to do it, especially because I think it's the first version to do this.
Right.
I think the sword is always actually the power.
Right.
So I like this twist on it to make
Right.
Adam more important.
Right. Like the sword has its purpose. Like he needs the sword to make the prophecy come to fruition, right? But
And it also gives him a reason not to constantly be He-Man, which I think is a valid question. Like, why isn't he always just He-Man?
Yeah, it's a good point. And then once he gets that speech, the rousing speech, we're back in the castle, and he's got his second wind, and he's like, okay, the time for talk is over, and he just physically lays waste to Skeletor.
And it looks so good.
I love the way they use the slow-mo.
Mm-hmm.
You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of, remember the Arkham games?
Mm-hmm.
When you would do a fighting combo, and then it would transition to the cinematic kind of shot of that slow-mo.
Yeah, when you get the last guy.
Whatever you were doing. That's what that looked like. And I thought that is a great way to evoke the excess power of He-Man.
I like that. I also like the way so Skeletor, of course, is pretty bulky as a skeleton man.
Yeah.
But he's also mostly a wizard.
Yeah.
And so you see the traces of that even with the way he fights.
Yeah.
So it feels like you had the brute strength of He-Man and kind of the magic versus that. It just looked really, really cool.
Yeah, I agree.
And I like the way Evil Lynch kind of backs out.
Oh yeah, she's like, oh okay, we're done.
I have had enough.
She's like, I like when push comes to shove, I'm covering my own ass, and that is very consistent with the character.
Yep, that's Evil Lynn.
Like there are times when she will turn on Skeletor.
Yeah, I mean Revelations. That's what she did.
Yeah. And by the way, we haven't mentioned them, but I thought some of the innuendo jokes were fun. I mean, some people took them way overboard. Like some people were really offended by them. But I'm like, you got something for the adults taking the kids too.
I wasn't offended by them, but I did think they were unnecessary.
There were some that that didn't need to be there. Like
yeah,
when they did it once. Like here's the example. The one I liked was Fisto and Ram-Man when they're back to back.
Yeah, that
and Ram-Man says, "Let's fist some bad guys," and then Fisto says, "What do you say to him? Give him
head or something."
That one I laughed. The one that was kind of like I don't know if I needed that was the one where Skeletor says, "Yeah." The thing between the big sword between.
Oh no, I didn't mind because he didn't. He was talking about the sword, so I get it.
I get it, but that's where it's like.
Yeah,
it was like,
and again, when Skeletor makes a joke or something, I think it should be universally accepted.
Yeah, okay, that is fair. Yeah.
But when Fisto keeps mentioning the fist thing,
it was overboard. Like they did it. Once was cool.
Once was enough. Let's leave it there.
Yeah, you know what it was? It was that joke came back to back, the Skeletor. Like it was good, but it came right shortly after.
Yeah, it was in quick succession.
It was like, we really need it right there. Like one of the two should have been taken out.
The fist thing. Yeah,
you're right. It's better.
Even like that battle scene could have been shortened to help Lynn versus.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah,
because that scene did run a little bit long, and I think it needed to with Dion, who Dion's fun.
Yeah,
I don't know if I needed all that.
There was too much of it. I didn't need 3 scenes of him crying to different movies.
Yeah, didn't need it.
Yeah, it would have been funny if Rocky 3 was playing in the background, or Rock. Which is the one with Drago 4, right?
I think it's 4.
Okay, it would have been funny if Rocky 4 was the one playing.
That might have been okay.
I would have laughed. But so he decimates Skeletor at the end.
Mm-hmm.
And then we flash forward to 6 months, later. And I got to tell you, seeing all the characters in their classic Filmation outfits, I was like, in that moment, I was regressing to the ages of 4 through 6. Oh my God! It's right there, right from the car.
It was really cool to see that.
Right from the cartoon.
You didn't really question the look of them. I like Teela in the full classic Teela. I was like, oh, that's
she looked
cool.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, I had no problem with it. Even Adam, he looked cool.
Yeah, he looked good. And him and Duncan have one of their chats like they would in the cartoon, right?
Yeah.
And all the side characters are laughing like they would in the cartoon.
And they do the hands on the hips thing.
Yeah. And then she's like, so about the nicknames.
Yeah, this I didn't like.
You didn't like that?
No. Have you ever seen Josh Trank's Fantastic Four?
Yes, unfortunately.
Do you remember the way it ends? Hey, what was that? Say that again. Fantastic.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That is the exact vibe I got, and I don't.
So you don't like the fact that he named himself He-Man?
I don't mind they named himself He-Man. I don't like that it was a joke.
Okay, I gotcha.
That's my. I don't want to laugh at He-Man, and that's what they want you to do.
Okay, fair enough. I get that. But I did. What I liked about the scene was that him kind of revealing. Like, I liked that the name came from, like, this is what I would call, if I was one of these warriors, this is what I would call myself.
That's fine. It's just the way they did it.
And sort of like the how he thought of thinking of her as a warrior goddess, right?
Also fine.
Again, planting the seed of, hey, he's got more than just friendship intentions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, then that's fine.
The thing that really got me, and again, it was a nod to the cartoon that I actually loved, was when they get the warning of, there's danger somewhere, God knows where. And he's like, oh, that sounds like, and all the other characters like, that sounds like a job for He-Man. And then Prince Adam's like, yeah, I'm just going to go now, like over here. And he's nodding to Cringer to come along. And the whole bit about, because in the cartoon, nobody had a clue. When he would go off and,
Yeah. I was hoping they would change it for this, but
they did.
Well, no, like he would do it in front of them.
Right. No, but I like the fact that I like the inversion where they still did the thing where he goes off and hides, but they're all looking at each other when he runs off, and it's like, does he have to do that? Like, does he think we all forgot? Like, we don't know it's him?
Well, okay, they didn't remember it was Prince Adam, so.
So for him, but it was the fact that, and then Duncan's like, just let him do this, let him have this,
let him have his moment,
and then he does it, and that's when you see Battle Cat, and it ends with him riding Battle Cat, and they do the thing with the sword in the air, and Battle Cat is doing the Zorro on Tornado thing, where he, on his hind feet. So I love that moment, but I'm like, that's all I get of Battle Cat?
Yeah.
That's my biggest pet peeve. They finally gave me Cringer, and they gave me literally 2 seconds of Battle Cat.
That's all you get.
You know how long? Like, I'm going to turn into Norman Osborn now. You know how long I've waited for this? You can't do this to me.
And again, it's 2 hours and 20 minutes long.
You couldn't give me 5 minutes?
Like, where was Cringer during the final fight?
Yeah.
Like, I think he was just hanging out. Or was he fighting Beastman? He was doing something there.
He was fighting Beastman, but...
You didn't even see that fight.
No, but what they could have done, have He-Man go with the sword and pointed it at Cringer.
Yeah.
And then, boom, he turns into...
Nope.
So that's my biggest gripe out of everything we've mentioned that could have been different.
Well, if that's your biggest gripe, I think we're doing okay.
5 seconds of Battle Cat I got. That's what I got. I've waited 40 goddamn years.
But you got it.
I know, but I want more of him now.
Yeah, so, more of him would have been cool.
Amazon, never mind the box office. Put it on Prime and let the He-Man fans stream it to Kingdom Come and make another one.
Yeah, that's what's going to happen. But
with more Battle Cat and get what's the Skeletor's Panthers? No, Panther was the Thundercats.
Yes, Thundercats. What is his name?
Anyway, bring in Skeletor's cat and have them fight. That's what I want in part 2. Among that, now we got to talk about the post-credits.
Oh, it is Panther.
Okay, I'm right then.
I thought it was Thundercats.
It must have a similar name. There's a similar.
Panthro, I think, is Thundercats.
Okay, so what is
Panther is Skeletor.
Ah, okay, there we go. It's a couple letters.
Enunciation.
Okay, there we go.
I think that's what it is.
Anyway, so we get 3 post-credit scenes.
Yeah, that's a lot.
The first one is Oracle, and I love how they use them doing the PSA. Right, the PSA that used to happen at the end of every.
I like that he was there doing that a lot, and it kind of makes me like if they do a sequel, I'd like to see him at the start of the movie and then at the end of the movie.
But I did like it. Like the message was twofold. One was that sometimes heroes need help from their friends, which came directly from the cartoon. That was one of the messages. And the second one was, if you have a skeleton for a face, you're the villain of the story, which I'd be laughing.
Yeah, that was good.
I'm going to skip over to the third one for a second. Evelyn picks up Skeletor's disembodied head.
That is my favorite of the 3.
And clearly she's going to resurrect him.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
And I love how we cut to black with Skeletor cackling. That was just great to me.
That, I think, was, again, a perfect way to end the movie.
Now, the second post-credit scene got me because, 1, I wasn't expecting it. 2, they must have worked out the rights issues because we get a scene of Marlena and Duncan, where Marlena is like, I wish, I still have high hopes for both of them. And at first I'm like, oh, I guess maybe she's talking about Prince Adam and Tila getting together or something. And then it cuts to some, you basically see from behind Cape and.
I don't know what world that was supposed to be.
I think somewhere where Hordak is. I think.
Oh, okay.
But we see behind the Cape shot of She-Ra, complete with her crown and everything. And the way they're panning around, you see her sword, her power sword. And, an armed soldier, you hear him from behind. He's like, Commander Adora. And she's like, no, not anymore. And then there's just a close-up of the sword.
Yeah, like this, you see the side of her face.
Yeah.
Well, this took me by complete surprise.
I had no expectations for She-Ra.
No. Well, there was an interview where it was Nicholas Galzine. Is that how you pronounce it, Galzine?
Yeah, that's how I pronounce it. I don't know if it's right, but that's how I do it.
Well, He-Man. There was an interview with He-Man and Travis Knight, and one of them, I think Nicholas asked Travis Knight, do you want to have She-Ra, and do you know who you would cast? And he said yes, he does want to have She-Ra, and he knows exactly who he would cast. So that's why I figured, okay, there was no way there was going to be a She-Ra cameo here. But there it is.
And they did it in a way where if they do want to recast, they can.
Yeah, because you don't see enough of her to make any kind of
connection. Okay, this person is She-Ra.
Oh, it's a blonde lady with a sword.
Yeah.
She-Ra.
Pretty much. So here's the problem. I got excited when I saw that, and now I want to see She-Ra in the next one.
So I've never seen. I've been to a lot of these kind of movies. I've never heard a reaction like this.
So there was a reaction.
Oh yeah, when She-Ra was
up. You didn't mind the 7 girls that were there with their husband or boyfriend or son, whatever.
Went nuts.
Yeah.
The whole theater clapped after the movie, of course. Like
when they saw Oracle, we got a cheer when they saw Oracle.
Yeah, so they did the clapping for the movie itself, laughs and cheers for Orko, but She-Ra, they lost it. There was one lady, I think she lost her voice screaming, "Oh my God!"
Yeah,
it was amazing.
Yeah. So I really want She-Ra in the next one.
I want that lady to get the She-Ra movie.
So again, Amazon, just ignore the box office. Take the whatever, let's say it makes 70 to 90 million domestically.
Well, right now, I don't know. I think we're looking maybe 50 tops.
Okay, well, take whatever you can.
Yeah.
and then just realize that you guys make Amazon makes more money than humanly possible, and just make a part 2 and go direct to streaming.
I'm fine with that.
That's the moral of the story, because I want She-Ra and I want more Battle Cat. And you know what? We'd be remiss if we end this show without talking about the score by Daniel Pemberton. That's how you pronounce his name, right?
Yeah, the score is top notch.
It's phenomenal.
Really good.
That
main theme is great.
Right. How they use the classic, but make it something their own as well.
Yeah.
But the whole score is brilliant. Like
I think they did such a good job with the score. It really adds to the whole presentation of the movie, I think. Yeah. And also the needle drops.
Yes.
I love the needle drops in this movie.
Yeah.
My issues with it really are small. Yeah. And it's mostly just the humor. I think the humor was a bit much. It felt like I was watching James Gunn's Masters of the Universe at times.
Right.
And that's a problem. Not that I don't like James Gunn, but I'm just saying.
I get what you're saying. Yeah. I think in spite of the little excesses of humor in certain spots, I think the balance was pretty good though overall, on the whole.
No, it's a really good time at the movies, and for a fan, I can see some complaints about things here and there, but overall, for a fan, I think this is the best you could ask for.
Overall, here's how I'll end it, and then we'll do a letter grade. But for me personally, this is the movie. This is the live-action movie that I wanted to see from a He-Man and the Masters of the Universe adaptation since I first saw these characters on that show and played with those toys.
Yeah.
I got it.
I would agree.
And if I could go back in time and tell my 4 to 6 year old self, I tell them 2 things. Don't let your mother give away those toys because she's going to, and then you have to buy them all back. So just hide them. And then number 2, you're going to get the movie you want. It's going to take a long ass time. You're going to have a gray in your beard by the time you get it. But you're going to get it. So just hold on tight.
It'll be worth it.
Yeah. So I got the movie I always wanted. So now, if, hopefully this is not the case, but if this is the only other Masters of the Universe movie I get to see, I'm content with that. I want more, but I'm content.
I can agree with that, yes. If we were not to get anything else, Masters of the Universe live action for the next 30 years or whatever, I'm cool because this pretty much did everything I needed it to.
Yeah, and it's got rewatchability.
And this is a thing for me. I'm really glad that people who have no idea what Masters is going into this and enjoying it.
Yeah,
I really think that's awesome.
But there aren't enough kind of movies like this. There really aren't. Like,
no, not like fantasy epics. No, there's not.
And don't get me wrong. I love when a superhero property takes itself seriously. But it's also nice to like they're not trying to reinvent the wheel of what the cartoon was. They know exactly what the property.
You know my thing on takes. This is not a take. This is
Masters of the Universe.
This is you understood what brought you to the dance, and you did it.
Like even if you look at the 2002 or 3, whatever the hell year it was, they still had elements of this in there. Like they kind of pulled back on the camp in that series. But inherently,
even the Kevin Smith pulled back on the camp.
But you're inherently it's still there because again, we've got characters named He-Man, Ram-Man,
Stinkor,
Skeletor, Fistor, Cringer. I mean, there's an element of silliness and ridiculousness to it.
I think
I don't want to put it this way. I don't want to see the Christopher Nolan or Matt Reeves lens version of Masters of the Universe.
You don't want to see a take, is what you mean.
Yeah, basically.
Because I've thought about, I would really like to see a serious version of Masters of the Universe on film. Not like so much where...
You know what I mean when I say I don't want to see... I'm talking about...
No, deconstructed. Yeah, no.
Yeah,
if they did the Lord of the Rings treatment for Masters of the Universe, that's what I would want now. Because I have a real adaptation.
Yeah.
Now, if they give me that Lord of the Rings type...
That's fair.
I'm cool with that.
But when I say the Christopher Nolan or Matt Reeves lens, like if they're going to do a tiger, there's two things going to happen. He's not going to talk.
No.
And he probably won't be green and orange.
It'll probably won't be a tiger. It'll be like a dog.
Could be, yeah, or a horse.
It'll probably be a horse.
Right. Yeah.
And Skeletor won't be a skeleton.
Right.
He'll wear a bodysuit and then
it'll be a skeleton mask. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't want that either.
Yeah, no. So nobody wants that version.
No, I think like Lord
That's
of the Rings.
That's the Hallmark Channel version. We don't want that.
No, like if you look at Lord of the Rings, they embraced everything in those too.
Sure.
You do that.
Yeah.
I just don't know how you're gonna get over certain things. Like, oh, you have to say Fisto with a straight face.
Right. Well, they probably wouldn't put Fisto in there.
You never know.
Yeah, good point. But let's focus on getting a part 2 of this first.
I just mean like if they don't continue this series.
Yeah.
Which I hope they do because I would love more.
Again,
especially with this cast. The only thing, like I said, no Jared
Leto. Okay, now say what you're going to say about Jared Leto now.
Yeah, it's not that I don't like him, but you can't tell it's him. There's nothing here that says Jared Leto. So it's like, well, you could have got a stunt guy to do this exact thing and hired a voice actor.
You could still get if you want to save money on the sequel, you could do the same thing.
That's what I mean. I mean, because I think Jared Leto was phenomenal in this movie, but it's kind of like if I didn't know it was Jared Leto, I wouldn't have known it was Jared Leto.
I mean, here's a thought.
Unless you're doing Keldor. If you're doing Keldor, that's fine.
Well, if you have to see, yeah. But again, there are actors that, like, again, we still haven't seen.
That's true too.
What Keldor looks like.
Right, so you don't even need him because we haven't seen him. So you could go completely. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. So, and if you're saying he costs about $10 million.
Whatever Jared Leto charges, who knows? He's phenomenal. That's not what I meant earlier. I love his performance. He's my favorite thing about this movie.
I agree.
The crescendo is amazing.
Yes. But yeah, like I said, this is the movie that I always wanted, and I got it, and so I'm thrilled. And so with that, I think it's time for our letter grade. So, Chris, what's your letter grade?
I think it's a B+ from me.
Solid. I'm gonna go because I echo some of your complaints. And 5 seconds of Battle Cat is a big thing for me. But there was so much to love about this thing.
Mm.
And at the end of the day, from the start of the movie to the end of the movie, I was smiling like an idiot the whole time. So I'm going to give this an A-.
Okay.
For little inconsistencies that I had firmly acknowledged, it's an A-.
That's a good score.
And again, did I think I was going to get a movie that was an A- quality, or in your case, a B+ quality? After years of starting, stopping, I didn't think I was going to get this good of a movie.
I can say I'm genuinely surprised it turned out as well as it did.
Yeah.
And not because it's the IP, but because
all the troubles it had.
Yeah, all the false starts we've had over the years are like, okay, we'll see what this actually turns out to be. And also the information we had at the start when it was filming, it's going to be on Earth. Like, oh, okay, not that again, but it worked out.
It all worked out. So there you go. That's it. That's the Masters of the Universe review. I can't believe we're here.
We made it.
We've got this episode. And now we rewatch and we wait. Mm-hmm. We see what happens. But, while you're waiting, what I recommend is get some of those new He-Man and the Masters of the Universe comics, pop in this Daniel Pemberton soundtrack, and read away, because there's a lot of good adventures involving He-Man that are at your local comic book store right now.
And someone find me the new version of the Skeletor toy, not the old one.
Oh, that's on Amazon already. If you want to watch,
Okay, so we're about to get nerdier than usual here.
Oh, okay. Well.
There's two versions of the Skeletor figure.
Oh, okay.
There's one that's lighter blue skin with half of the jaw, and there's one with the darker blue skin with the full jaw.
Okay, which one did I order? I have to go look this up after.
There's no way to tell. They reissued him mid launch.
Okay.
It's luck of the draw right now. So I want the darker skin one.
Did you get yours already or no?
No, because I haven't found them in a store. I didn't want to order them because of this issue.
Oh, see, I didn't know this was an issue. Now I have to.
Well, it's not really an issue. It's just your preference.
He still looks good, but
yeah, he looks awesome. But I kind of just want the darker blue with the full jaw.
Listen, I saw the preview. I don't think they're up for order yet, but I saw that.
Oh, those hot toys.
I saw that preview images for those damn hot toys. I'm like,
man,
control yourself. You can't do that.
I was I don't own any hot toys, but
me neither. And I was kind of committed to it, but I've never owned one.
I have, but I sold it a while ago. I was like, do I want the Skeletor and He-Man of this? I was like, no, I'll just get I think they're called Chronicles. I want those ones.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But anyway, they're there and they look fantastic. But
they do.
That's it now. Officially, we're done. We've hit our crescendo.
As you say, we hit the crescendo.
So we hope you enjoyed this episode. We hope you enjoyed the movie. And if you want to talk more Masters of the Universe with either myself or Chris, you can on social media. Chris, where do they track you down?
You guys can follow me on Twitter at Chris70. I'm also on Threads. I think it's the same name. I forget. But I do a bunch of different bullshit. You can find it all on either one of those accounts.
Awesome. You can find me at Adam_NeesFan on Twitter. There's a version of that handle on Blue Sky. I will put the link to one of those in the description. There's also a Facebook group. I will link that in the description. You can click the link and I will add you to the group and we can discuss there if you so choose. But remember that He-Man, the Masters of the Universe, and their battle with Skeletor is forever. From the first time Skeletor hits a crescendo after a monologue to the last. So long, everybody.